everyone, my name is Kelly. I hope that you guys are doing well and ready for some Excel tricks. The main purpose of my videos is to help you guys increase your efficiency and productivity when it comes to using Excel. Today's video is an Excel tutorial on how to use the different count functions. To begin with, I will summarize the use of each function before showing you guys an example. The count function counts how many numbers are in the list of arguments. The COUNTA function counts how many values are in the list of arguments. Reference arguments that contain text or empty text are evaluated as 0. The COUNTBLANK function counts the number of blank cells within a range. The COUNTIF function counts the number of cells within a range that meet the given criteria. The COUNTIF function counts the number of cells within a range that meet multiple criteria. Now that we have a better understanding of each function, we can now tackle an example using the count and COUNTA and COUNTBLANK function. Here is some data in which we will use to count the number of transactions. The long way of counting would actually be to visually count the cells one after another. This can be quite time consuming and increase the likelihood of making a mistake, especially when you have a lot of data. More importantly, with this method, it is easier to lose count. The more efficient way is by using the count function in Excel. So let's now do an example. You simply have to write count and then select the desired data. There is 6 transactions that hold a numerical value. As you can see, this only takes a couple seconds. For the COUNTA function, this is similar to using the count function. The only difference is that it also counts the cells that contain text. There is a total of 8 transactions that hold either a numerical value or text. On the other hand, the COUNTBLANK function only counts the cells that are empty. In this case, there is only one cell that is empty. Now, let's look at the COUNTIF functions. As mentioned previously, these functions will count the number of transactions as long as the criteria is met. The main difference between the two functions is that the COUNTIF functions can consider more than one criteria. There is no difference in the formula structure. You need to begin by stating the range in which you want to count the number of transactions and then determine the criteria. Let's now do an example. For the COUNTIF function, the objective for this example would be to count the number of transactions that occurred in the state of California. I would simply need to write COUNTIF, select the range in which holds your criteria, and then select the criteria itself. There would be a total of 3 transactions in the state of California. Let's say that I wanted to count the number of transactions in the state of Texas. I would just need to change my criteria to Texas. There would be a total of 2 transactions in the state of Texas. Now let's look at the COUNTIF function. The objective of this example would be to determine the number of transactions for phone sales in the state of Texas. The criteria is based on the information in which I want to obtain. So my first criteria would be the state, and my second criteria would be the product. I would simply need to write COUNTIFs, select the range in which holds your criteria, and then the criteria itself. And then you continue to add on the criteria and the ranges. There would be a total of 1 transaction for the phone sales in the state of Texas. For example, if I wanted to determine the number of transactions for phone sales in the state of Utah, I would get a count of 0, as not all of the criteria is met. If we look at the data table, we can observe that the phone were either sold in Texas or California. To conclude, using these Excel functions on a regular basis will help increase your efficiency when it comes to using Excel. I do hope that this video was helpful. I have made other videos that explain different Excel functions, so I do encourage you guys to go view them, especially if you want to learn more about these functions in Excel.